Hey guys, it's Megan Lewis here, your Mama Moo Moo, and today I'm making a requested video all about my hair. I'm just going to sort of run you through the process of how I got to where I am today. So let's get on with it. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I actually had really long hair, but I became friends with this girl who had a bob, and I decided that I would get the bob too. Ever since I got that haircut, my hair does not grow past a certain length anymore, so that kind of sucks. If you know me personally, or if you're just a crazy ass stalker, you would know that I was born with naturally ginger hair. It was more of a darky kind of ginger. I think I was pretty much always self-conscious of this, but it really hit me around the age of 13, 14, 15. And this is when I decided that it'd be a good idea to first start dyeing my hair. I did probably the worst thing that a natural ginger could do, and I dyed it brown. It literally looked so awful. I have no idea on what dye I used because this was so many years ago now, but it looked dreadful, so I wouldn't really recommend it anyway. Okay, so I then decided that I was gonna start cutting my own fringe. Oh my guys, I'm not a freaking hairdresser. It literally looks so awful. It was like, it was so bad. I remember I used to go around telling everybody that it was the hairdressers and I had bad hairdressers and it was all their fault, but honestly it was just me who cut my own hair. I actually became one of these people who don't like hairdressers, you know. I was going through my wannabe alternative phase, and I literally wanted the emo fringe, you know, the thing where it's like this and like this and this, yeah, cool. But, okay, this is that. But the problem was, every time I would ask hairdressers to give me that kind of fringe, they would fail too, so then basically I decided to do it myself and failed even more epically. If you're gonna do something, do it epically, I say. I remember clicking on a video on YouTube. It was by Amber Catherine Bell? Something like that. She was like a scene kind of person on YouTube, and she did a video with like rainbow hair, and I thought it looked so cool. And at the time I was about 14, 15, and I really wanted to do this. I was not allowed, as you can imagine. The way it was in my house was I could only dye my hair natural colours until I left school. Once I left school I can do what I wanted, but while I was in school it had to be natural colours. Therefore I decided to just basically leave my hair as it was until I left school. This is where I get somewhat interesting. When I was 16 I first bleached my hair, and I did it for not just the rainbow hair but for bright hair colours in general. I wanted to start going bright colours because I always wanted to, but I honestly lacked the confidence to do this. I remember the first thing I wanted to do, well, after I bleached my hair, was do a fiery pattern. So I went and brought 3 dyes from the brand Bleached London. Honestly, I don't recommend this brand, but it was like the first time I was experimenting with hair dyes, so I didn't really know what was good and what wasn't good. I got the colours, some of these bottles I still actually have. Tangerine Dream. I think this colour is meant to be like a darker orange. I then went and got a red. As you can pretty much tell, this red is basically gone. And I also got a lighter orange. I don't remember what it was called, but that one I have completely used up. I honestly don't recommend this brand. It's not terrible, but it wasn't, you know, the best brand out there kind of thing. Basically with these dyes I was planning to have this sort of fire effect. I honestly didn't have the confidence to do that at all, and with it being the first time I properly did something with my hair, like kind of wacky, I decided that it wouldn't be a good idea to start off with that. So I decided, this is where the red came into it, to start just dip dyeing my hair, and I did just use this one to start off with. This one wasn't that bright, and it was kind of, I mean, you can see in the photos, like it's not as bright as it could have been, not as bright as I wanted it to be either, but I think for the first time of me dyeing my hair it wasn't terrible. I then decided that I would be a bit more wacky, and I did half and half. I did not use the Bleached London for this. I actually used 5 Colour XXL. This meant that my colour came out a bit brighter than the red colour, which was the red that I was going for originally when I wanted to go all red. Well, fire red. If you're wondering, by the way, the only reason I keep these boxes and stuff, because I have some of these from years and years ago, is because in case I ever decide that I want to do that colour again and I have the boxes, I just think it's a good idea to keep stuff like that. It's probably a crappy idea. Once this had faded out, I was going to Comic-Con around this time, and I was dressing up as Misty from Pokemon. I then thought it'd be a good idea to use my orange version of the Bleach London from the fire idea that I had years ago. It wasn't this exact one, the tangerine green, it wasn't that. It was the lighter orange, which I no longer have with me. It was that one. This colour really wasn't bright, not half as bright as I wanted anyway. After that, I decided that I wanted to be a bit more wacky and just go blue. Blue was one of those things that I was going to eventually get to. The reason I did it in the end was because the dye I used, which was, I don't have this box on me, I used the Directions. I used the Lagone blue colour, is that how you pronounce it? Probably pronouncing that totally wrong. And I've done, when I did it, I used 2 pots, and that filled up my whole head, and then that kind of faded and some of it went to green and stuff, so I redid it recently and it sort of evened it out-ish to an extent. Honestly, I haven't done a lot with my hair. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who have done so much more cool stuff, and I want to do so much more cool stuff. And this is where we get into plans for the future with my hair. I would like to go purple at one point, and I would also really like to go back to the original idea that started all of this, the rainbow idea. I'd like to do the rainbow thing one point or another. I also quite enjoyed having like half and half, so I would quite like to do another half and half. I like the idea of having white and black half and half, so I might have to do that at one point. Let's talk about some styles. Not Harry Styles, just Harry Styles. Get it, Harry? Ha ha ha. That was so fucking lame. I've sort of always had my fringe, to be honest, like this, so that isn't really much I can talk to you about. I've also pretty much always had my hair at a medium length, apart from when I did that really ridiculous bob. My hair is naturally curly slash wavy, like it's not exactly curly, but it's not exactly straight, it's like wavy. I don't like it, I really don't like my natural hair. I've always wanted my hair to be like straight like it is now, like that's how I've always naturally wanted my hair. And as embarrassing as it is to say, I didn't know what hair straighteners were until about the age of 12. I had these girls in my class who would tell me, you should straighten your hair, you should straighten your hair, you should straighten your hair. So I was like, oh yeah, I should straighten my hair. So I started straightening my hair all the time. I used to do this really weird thing with my fringe, like, because I used to sort of have it like this, and I used to like roll it, like you'd roll it like this, and then you'd clip it back, and I used to do it on both sides like this. That was terrible, and you can see my roots when I do that, pale. I used to just do that like every day, day in, day out. Honestly, I never made much of an effort with my hair, which says a lot about me. When I was 13, I moved house, and I was like, I can start up a new reputation. I can be a cool person who has cool hair and stuff like this. Never happened. I still was really fucking lazy with my hair. I literally didn't put much effort into my hair. I used to sort of have it as it was naturally wavy, and then put a ponytail, and then just sort of do that every day of my life. Honestly, it looked terrible. I'm so pissed at myself for always having my hair like that. It did not look good. It was not a look that we talk about anymore. One day, I don't know what fucking came over me, but one day I was like, you're gonna make some effort with your hair, Megan. And this is when I decided that I'm gonna start straightening my hair. And I remember it was, because obviously straightening your hair isn't exactly the most healthiest thing for your hair, I started doing it like washing my hair, drying it, and then straightening it, which is the worst fucking thing you can do after you've just put heat on it, but whatever. One of my best friends is really good at putting like plaits, like this, just above her fringe and stuff, so I tried doing that. Not a freaking clue how you do that, so I'm not talented in that kind of department, as you were. These days I either straighten my hair, and throughout the day when I get annoyed with it, I'll just put it in a ponytail. I'm so really freaking lazy with my hair, can you tell? It says a lot about my personality, man. Honestly, over the last few weeks, I've decided that I'm going to sleep in plaits. I used to do it like 6 plaits, so 2 up here, 2 in the middle, 2 down below. But now I just sort of do it with 2 plaits here and here, and I just sleep in that. And then I take it out the next day, and I just sort of take out the plait, and then I'm like brushing it. If I feel like it needs an extra bit of sass to it, I will just put a hairband on like I have today. I think that says a lot about me. Makes me seem really freaking lazy, which I am. Honestly though, this is kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I've noticed that because my hair is like at this awkward length, I don't have the time, I don't have the effort to do anything with it, so I just sort of like stick it in a ponytail or put plaits in it. And like, to be more creative, I'm starting to think I need like a haircut, like down about here maybe just about my shoulder length. And then I'm thinking I want to like have it curly, which is so ironic considering my natural hair is something I've always wanted to straighten my curls away. Yeah. Another thing you should know is because I've bleached my hair so many times, I can't tell you every single bleach I've used because I've tried a few bleaches. But what I can say is, obviously being a natural ginger and all, when my roots grow out, it grows out natural ginger and I really don't like it. I started bleaching my roots. I was doing it purely so I could put like blue dye on it again, so it even it out and shit like that. But if you can see the roots, well, I used Nice and Easy 9PB Shimmering Sands Light Blonde. I use this. I'm honestly quite impressed with this blonde because I tried out a few blondes and I think they were more lighter, or some had more yellow tones in them, and it wasn't the exact blonde I was looking for. This is pretty much the blonde I like. So I am thinking of like plans in the future with my hair. I am thinking if I was to get this haircut, going that blonde and then just curling it like that. I know I'm obsessed with her, but it is kind of like Taylor Swift's new hair is how I see it. Or I just really want to be like Taylor Swift. We all knew that, mate. We all knew that. Other things I'm thinking about with my hair is, because I really don't want to stop dyeing it bright coloured hair because I enjoy dyeing it bright coloured hair, I'm thinking that I'm going to carry on doing that until I start to get bored of that, or realise I need a job and get a hold of reality. I've decided that once I don't want to say this on a video in case I make a promise to myself that I'll do this, but basically I'm thinking about shaving my hair off for charity, or because it will be dead as hell anyway, and I truly believe in things like this. I think it's a great thing to do, and it also means it gives me a fresh start with my hair to grow it back and healthier for a start, because it'd be so fucking dead. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna kind of like carry on with my bluish hair. Although I've dyed it a few times, I haven't done a lot with my hair yet, and I'm thinking there's a whole chance to do so much more. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a like. If you've ever dyed your hair before, comment down below what colours you've dyed your hair, and we can start a conversation about hair down below. Subscribe if you'd like to become a moo-moo, and I will see you next week. Bye.